What's up, y'all? It's your boy P-Lot, aka the Brick Slinger. And guess what? Your boy got something to say. I know it's been a minute since I did a video. And I appreciate everyone that has viewed my all my shorts. And I really appreciate it. But it's been a minute since I did a video. So let's see if I can do the best I can as I remember how to. Just playing. But as everybody know, Time Magazine came out with their Person of the Year thing. And guess who's Person of the Year of 2024? That's right. President-elect Donald Trump. Matter of fact, two-time presidential-elect Donald Trump. And I know there's a lot of folks, including Joy Reid, that feels like this ain't the first time they let quote-unquote bad leaders as Person of the Year. She brought up Hitler, she brought up Stalin, even Putin. Russian. Even Joseph Stalin was on that mug twice, and now Donald Trump is on that mug twice. Well, here's my thing. I may be on top of the hill with this one, but let's keep it a buck. Everybody loves a good underdog story. I'm going to say it again. Everybody loves a good underdog story. And you probably saying, ain't nothing underdog about Trump. Yes, it is. Here's why it's an underdog story. Because after his first term, after losing to Joe Biden, that man spent literally 4 years straight dealing with folks trying their best and their hardest to keep this man's name away from the ballot. They didn't want this man to be a presidential candidate, let alone president. And they brought up every trial, every charges, every situation upon him. We talking about what, 30-some situations in a couple of states? Only to be guilty of one. And he was supposed to be in jail for that. Like he was found guilty in June, was supposed to be in prison in July. I guess since he was running for president, that would have been put on hold. I mean, it should have been that case. Like, it doesn't matter if you running for president. If you're found guilty, you're supposed to be in jail or supposed to be in prison of that date. And you can say, well, this is what money do. Whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, he was up against all odds and defeated that. And he didn't participate in no Republican presidential candidate debate. And yet still became the guy to represent the Republican Party. Oh, and let's not forget, he got shot at twice. Whether you believe that it was staged or not, the fact of the matter is this guy avoided 2 assassinated attempts. 2 assassination attempts. Meanwhile, he debates Joe Biden, and that didn't look good for Joe. So the Democratic Party was like, sit down, Joe, and let Kamala take care of this. And it was obvious that the Democratic Party wanted this woman to win so bad. They were too. They did their focus game was off. You could tell their focus game was off. They continue to have their focus game to be off because they were too busy focusing on Trump instead of doing everything they can to make them 6 months worth something. And many was already complaining about the fact that Harris did not go through the delegation and all the other stuff to get into this position. But she went up against Trump. And when she debated Trump, there was too many folks on in ABC that was too busy trying to fact check him that they didn't even get a chance to fact check her. Oh, there was a lot of error on her end too. Let's keep it a buck. Cause she, as well as everybody else on the Democratic side, talking about Project 2025 and saying that Trump and his administration was going to do Project 2025, and yet he kept saying he's not doing it. In fact, he said that it was too much even for him. Like I say, you can believe whatever you want, but the truth and the facts and the reality remains. This man became Person of the Year for the second time for a reason. That man became president for the second time for a reason. And the reason is the people was saying something and they felt ignored by the administration of this moment. They were. The people was concerned about the economy. The people was concerned about the border. The people was concerned about their livelihood. And instead of focusing on that, it seemed like the Democratic Party only focused on making sure Trump don't become president. That's what it looked like. And bringing up women's reproductive rights was bad timing. And then I'll put it like this. There was too much complaining about Project 2025 that there was no counter plan. There wasn't a project to counter Project 2025. And you don't have to take a person to read everything that's on Project 2025 to understand some things about Project 2025. That whole fear tactic, it went out the window. It went out the window. And then let's keep it a buck as well. If 80+% of black men voted for Kamala Harris and yet she lost, that should let you know that there was other people voting. And and the sad part is everything that they did at the Harris campaign was the same thing that happened with Stacey Abrams when it came to Georgia. It's like literally history repeated itself. And there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Everything y'all did with Stacey Abrams is the same thing y'all did with Kamala Harris. And you know who's getting the blame for it? Black men. And majority of the black men that voted for her. But yet, black men is the reason Trump won. It doesn't make sense, but yet this man, Trump, becomes Person of the Year again. He becomes Person of the Year again. And folks are feeling some type of way. Some folks are in there feeling and try to pull another fear tactic talking about if your daughter or your niece get sexually violated by your uncle or your perverted brother, you're gonna wish that there was something that you could delete the fetus. That's crazy to have these type of conversations or allow somebody to say these crazy things. This is crazier than saying, I hope your daughter doesn't get sexually violated. I hope your wife doesn't get sexually violated. This is crazy. At this point, foolishness goes out the window, or foolishness will rule the world. And the day is going to come when foolishness will rule the world. Like the Bible said, the righteous ones, when a righteous one rules, the people cheers. When wicked people rule the world, the people moan. And at this point, some folks feel like Trump is wicked, and they're mourning like crazy. Like they having a baby mourning. And you know what? At the end of the day, that man is in position for a reason. Whether you like it or not. Whether I like it or not. He's in a position for a reason. And the people have spoken. And the more people like Joy Reid and The View and Al Sharpton Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Jennifer Lewis, Angela Rye, Jamel Hill, as long as these people trying their very best to make it seem as if the people have lost their mind for choosing Trump over Harris, then they're going to continue to not look at the big picture. Or they do see the big picture, but they're not focusing on the picture. They're focusing on the frame. And some of their frames are smaller than the picture. Just saying. And then keeping a buck, Stephen A. Smith, you can tell he's a disappointed Democrat. He's not trying to be Republican. He's just disappointed at the Democratic Party, and he should. Will it be a matter of time before he changes to Republican? Oh, yeah. As long as time is time. But he's a disappointed Democrat. He is a disappointed Democrat, and he expressed it through it all. And if people don't pay attention to that, then there's going to be a whole lot of disappointed Democrats. There's going to be a whole lot of disappointed Democrats, and it's going to mess it all up to the point where everybody starts moving to the red side or be independent. Because people keep forgetting this is not a two-party nation. It is not a two-party nation. People keep forgetting that, but yet people want to get upset that Trump is going to be president for the second time and be on the cover of Time magazine as Person of the Year. When there's other things to focus on, there's other things to pay attention to, and especially in our community, we got to do way better. And we really need to stop this whole plantation representing. We got to stop that. We got to stop representing plantations, for crying out loud. If we're really trying to make a better community for the next generation, we need to stop this whole plantation rep. We need to stop this whole plantation set trip. We need to stop doing all that stuff and start focusing on taking care of our community for the next generation. Otherwise, there won't be a community for the next generation. It's just gonna be every man for themselves. And every child gonna have to defend themselves. Every man gonna have to defend himself. Every woman gonna have to defend herself. We need to do better. We really do better. Like D1 said, we need to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better, man. For real. And like I always say, everybody needs Jesus, regardless of what your belief system is or what your level of Christianity is. Everybody needs Jesus. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want him as your Lord and Savior, and not just somebody that you be like, I like him. But you know what? That's just me. At the end of the day, we're gonna see what 4 years of Trump for the second time gonna look like. Is it gonna be what the Democratic folks talk about, or is it actually gonna be what Trump is gonna say he's gonna be? We're gonna see what it's gonna look like. Until then, this your boy P-Lock, aka the Brick Slinger. If you like what you heard, there's a like button. If you dislike what you heard, there's a dislike button. Comment, give me your 2 cents. And you can disagree, but as long as you're not disrespectful, you're all right with me. Subscribe, share this video. Let's continue this conversation, and who knows, this may end up being live. And if you want some good music, man, I got Man Under Construction is on all the digital outlets from Amazon, YouTube, iTunes, Amazon, I probably said it again, Spotify, you name it, it's there. Until then, continue to sharpen one another. Continue to sharpen one another. Support the kingdom. Take care, and God bless. Laborers.